Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Want to thank you for stopping by the Jury by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video. And guess what? We'll talk. Well, hey family, happy Thursday. This is Darlene stopping by real quick. Everything is an absolute mess because I am sitting here making some of the lava bead bracelets. So I'm using lava bead bracelets and I'm also using the clay beads. So remember I said I had a couple of these things laying around. So this is one of the other ones that I had. This one and then that one I was using yesterday. That's the thing, like when these beads, when I bought these beads, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with these clay beads because when I got them, they look kind of youngish, like for younger people and stuff, right? So I really never did anything with them. But as time go on and you start messing with the beads and stuff, you figure, okay, well, I can do this, that, or the other. And I think a good thing or a good time for these type of beads is summertime. So a lot of you guys are going to more than likely be out and about selling this summer. You're going to probably be at different places selling and doing whatever it is that you're doing. But keep in mind that the trend for summer is light and bright. Light and bright. That's what people are looking for. If you think about it during summertime, what happens with dress? People dress light, people dress bright, people dress half naked. Even with their accessories, they're very light and it's not a whole lot that goes on. It's very minimalistic, right? So even though we might be making jewelry like all during the year, and it might be statement jewelry, big jewelry, and all that type of stuff, that's good stuff too. Some people still buy that because they go to different events and they do things maybe at night. But if you're going to be out during the summertime, you want to, like how Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom's and like all those big retail stores will have different sections within their stores. The different sections will be the different designers. So on your table, you can do the same thing with light, bright, bracelets or even earrings. So if you got, because a lot of people got a lot of these type of beads right here. People have already told me they got these little, I think we all have these and we all bought them at some point to try them out to see if we wanted to make them. But once we got them, it was like, hey, what am I going to do with these? But anyway, they're light, they're bright. But if you're going to be using these, mix them really good with other beads so you can come out with something different. So in this case, I went ahead and used some black lava beads for these particular bracelets right here. So I am going to use all the black lava beads I got. I got some right here and a whole bunch of them down to my left. And I got a lot of these clay beads left and another tray and that other one I didn't finish yesterday. So I have a lot of these that I could do some stuff with. But with these beads, the profit to make these is $2.95. It's $2.05 to make each bracelet. The profit is $2.95 per bracelet if I charge $5 per bracelet, right? If I charge $5 per bracelet. So what's going on here? Darlene, what's hanging from that bracelet? What I generally do when I do like little simple bracelets and things that I want them to look like they have more value than they actually do, right? So if you're charging $5 for this and it's just like this, and you might have them on your table, on a stand, in a bag or whatever you do, even if you have them and you take them and you put them inside of a bag, they still look. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the right side at? They still will look, if you have them and you put them in a bag, right? So you just do them like this. That's cool, but it still don't look like much. The branding is out there. So let's say if you take it, and this is just a little tag I put together, and I'm going to tell you guys about how to do those. So if you take it and the bracelet actually has a tag on it, a personalized custom tag on it, it makes the piece look more valuable and like it would cost more than $5. So you can charge $5 for the bracelet. It costs you, now I did the breakdown for all my stuff. You would have to do that for whatever you're going to use because I don't know the cost and stuff of what y'all using. So I did a breakdown for everything that I would use to make each bracelet. My cost per bracelet would be $2.05, right? My profit would be $2.95 if I charge $5 per bracelet. It would only be a profit of $2.95 if I do not include the labor, right? So if I include the labor and I say, well, I want $30 per hour as my labor, and it takes me 2 hours to make 10 bracelets, that's $60, right? So then I would take that $60, I would break it down into bite-sized pieces, and I can take it and apply it to my premium items or my items that have a higher ticket price on them. So I'm not losing money. I wouldn't lose the $30, right? That allows me to be able to keep these bracelets low and affordable and high value, right? Because they would sell good at $5, especially if you make them look attractive. So, darling, what you got hanging from that bracelet? What I did is just made up a little. I don't have a tag this little, right? But when and if I sell bracelets like this, I will generally make a business card. I go on a particular platform. I'm not going to say the name of the platform, but I go on a platform and I take my logo, and you know how long the business card is. This is shorter, but you got your business card, so you'll have the template on a platform. And I generally take my logo and put it on the business card 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And horizontal, vertical. So I put it on there vertical 4 times, and then I go to the back of the template, and on the back of the template, I put all my social information, email, and all that kind of stuff on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I get the business card is not a business card. It's a card where I've created 4 different tags on that one business card, and I use my paper cutter to cut them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I take I got a tag gun that has the point part, and you put the I forget what they call them, but it's a tag gun. You know, like when you go in the store and they put tags on clothing and they use this little gun to put them on. I got one of those. So I usually use the tip of that, put the hole in there, and I use this type of stuff right here. I use this type of little cord right here, and I tie the tag onto the bracelet. So it makes it look branded, and it looks much more expensive than $5. So if you guys gonna be out and about and you're gonna be out there selling, be sure to make you a little section on your table. It could say something like summer 26 trend, light and bright collection, or something. Just a nice little area on your table or somewhere where you got a lot of summery, boho-ish, minimalistic, fun things on your table. Not only that adults could wear, but also kids, like little girls might see it, teenage girls, or whomever, right? And you do want to be sure to put like little tags, hang little tags on. This is just for show. I was trying to, because I don't have no tags this small yet. So it gives you some type of idea where you have the tags hanging like from the bracelet, right? And I was just thinking that, I'm like, okay, because I know a couple of people have already told me that they're going to be out like selling for summer, and they're not really sure like what they're going to take, or what they, like prepping and preparing and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, it's summertime. It's going to be hot. People going to be in shorts, and people going to be in summer dresses. People dress a entirely different way during the summertime, and they dress very light, very colorful, very free, very boho-ish and open and that type of thing. So if you're selling anywhere, you want to be sure to do that. And remember, there is profit. You just got to do the breakdown. So if you could find, beads that's going to cost you a little bit of nothing. In fact, I think this thing was like maybe about $5 when I bought it. I think it was like $5 and some change or something. This one came off of Amazon. That other one came out of Hobby Lobby. But when I bought it out of Hobby Lobby, I got it on sale. And then this one was probably like $5. So you could mix other cheap beads with these beads, and your profit can be even better than my profit. if I'm saying $2.95 is going to be my profit, that's based on what I paid for the lava beads. Well, the lava beads were free. Somebody sent me the lava beads, but I didn't do my breakdown based on receiving the lava beads as a gift, because that wouldn't work for you. That don't even make sense to you because they were free to me. So I just did it as if I paid for the lava beads. I went and checked and see how much it would cost and all that good stuff, and went ahead and add the price for the lava beads, for the clay beads, and for the string, and also for the little 4 millimeter hematite beads that I use. Did a breakdown for everything, and it would cost me $2.05, right? $2.05 to make each bracelet, charge $5 for it, profit be $2.95. But why is it $2.95 profit? Because remember, the labor, I didn't add the labor to this particular collection. I add the labor to other best sellers. So you're not losing your money. You're not losing the labor. You're still getting paid for your labor. You just going to attach that somewhere else. So the whole thing is, what you ain't losing, you want to be sure not to be losing, because you want them to be affordable. You want them to be low cost and high volume. So you want to have something like that for the summer if you're going to be out there selling and doing that kind of stuff. And I know was it last year? A lot of people went home with a lot of stuff. And I know that because I went out to different places and just went around and walked around and did that kind of stuff. And I even know a couple of people that were out selling, and they were out selling, and they went home with a lot of stuff. And I'm like, well, first of all, you didn't consider the season, and then you didn't consider the foot traffic and the market for where you're selling at, right? So it's like you got to consider all that type of stuff, and then keep that in mind about them retail stores. And retail stores like Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom and all them, they got sections within their stores. They got sections, different designers within their stores, right? So, I mean, you want to consider that and have a nice little section on your table. And it could be a section just for like the little boho bright clay lava beads, bracelets like this. It could be something that just got you could even do like the seed beads. You can take the seed beads and create cute little small, maybe two to a stack or something like that. Just light and colorful is what you want to go for. Don't not make the other that you make that too, but you want to also have something else, because when you leave you want to leave with some profit, and you want to have something out there that people are going to buy and they look at, and it's simple and it's easy. The first thought is, do I have to carry it? That's what people thinking. Do I got to carry it? No, you do not have to carry it. You grab it and you put it on your wrist and going about your business. Well, first of all, you grab it, you pay me, and then you're going about your business, right? So that's one thing people are looking at too. It's like they don't want to carry stuff, right? So if you got a bunch of these beautiful bracelets on your table, all different find a lot of cheap beads, and I guarantee you guys, if you try the sauce item strategy, you'll come out winning every single time. But you do have to consider your market. You do got to consider the venue. You do got to consider the event. You got to consider all of that stuff for anything to really make sense, right? You really gotta be thinking about that type of stuff like that. But summertime is about bright. It's about light. It's about easy. It's about comfortable. It's about breathable, right? So if y'all gonna be out there doing that, you want to consider all that. But anyway, that's my little sermon for today. And every once in a while, we need to be hearing something, because we just be shooting from the hip a lot of times and be missing, But there is definitely profit in making your little cute, bright bracelets and things too. So consider that if they're $3, if they're $5. Whatever they are, and grab that stuff where it's on sale, like dirt cheap, almost nothing. Pay almost nothing for it if you possibly can. And then that way, that means your profit is a whole lot better than, what it would normally be. But anyway, it's Thursday. Happy Thursday anyway. And guess what? We'll talk.